I watched as Ukah and Uremma stood before the elders, their hands clasped together, their faces glowing with happiness. The sound of the village drums filled the air, and the women ululated in celebration. My heart pounded. This should have been my moment. But now, as I stood behind Uremma in my bridesmaid attire, I was filled with regret. I had almost ruined everything. It all began the day Uremma met Ukah. She had rushed to my heart, her eyes shining with excitement. "Uzonna, I have met the man of my dreams," she said, her voice trembling with joy. "His name is Ukah. He is strong, handsome, and kind. He has asked me to be his wife." I smiled, but inside, something dark and unfamiliar twisted in my heart. I had always imagined that I would be the first to find a good husband. But here was Uremma, my best friend, about to marry the most desirable man in Umachukwu. That night, as I lay on my mat, I could not sleep. I thought of Ukah's strong arms, his deep voice, the way he laughed. I convinced myself that he should be mine, not Uremma's. The next evening, I went to Ukah's compound when I knew Uremma would not be there. I had carefully tied my wrapper to show off my curves and rubbed scented oil on my skin. When Ukah saw me, he smiled politely. "Uzonna, how can I help you?" I stepped closer. "Ukah," I whispered, "I know Uremma loves you, but have you ever considered me? I would make a good wife too." His smile disappeared, and he stepped back. "Uzonna, I love Uremma. She is my chosen one. Please, respect that." Shame burned my cheeks, but anger rose in my chest. I could not understand why he would choose Uremma over me. So, I decided to do something worse. I started spreading lies. I told Uremma that Ukah had been seen with another woman. I even hinted that he had come to my hut one evening, though I never said what happened. Slowly, I planted doubts in her heart. Days before the wedding, I watched Uremma's joy fade. She began to avoid Ukah, her laughter replaced by silence. I thought I had succeeded. But one evening, she confronted Ukah, and he denied everything. "Uzonna said she saw you with another woman," Uremma said, her voice shaking. Ukah's eyes darkened. "Uzonna," he repeated. "Uremma, I swear on my ancestors, I have only loved you." That night, guilt ate me alive. I had betrayed the only true friend I had. I could not bear it anymore. The next morning, I went to Uremma's hut. She was sitting by the fire, her eyes swollen from crying. I fell to my knees. "Uremma," I whispered, "I have lied. Ukah never did anything wrong. I was jealous. I wanted him for myself. Please, forgive me." For a long time, she said nothing. Then, she looked at me with teary eyes. "Why, Uzonna?" Tears streamed down my face. "I don't know. I just wanted what you had." She was silent for a long time. Then, she reached out and held my hands. "You have hurt me, Uzonna. But I will forgive you." And she did. She forgave me. And more than that, she allowed me to still be her bridesmaid. Now, as I stood behind her, watching her marry the man I had once tried to steal, I knew I had learned my lesson. Love is not something to be taken from another. It is something that must come to you naturally. As Ukah and Uremma sealed their union, I smiled, not out of jealousy, but out of gratitude. I had almost lost my best friend, but her kindness had given me a second chance. Moral of the story: jealousy can destroy friendships, but true forgiveness can mend even the deepest wounds.